Hello, this is Coach from DFS Coach Talk. Real quickly before you watch the podcast, I want to mention a couple quick things. We really appreciate you tuning in. We have a special offering here at DFS Coach Talk that is different than any other DFS provider in the industry, and that's why we're the fastest growing. We build everything by hand. We have a group of pros that put in hours and hours every day preparing winning lineups for you in the NBA, NFL, PGA, and Major League Baseball. And we're also doing bonus coverage right now of KBO until sports come back. So join now, get a free month this whole month. The memberships don't start until July 30th. So enjoy that, make some money, build some bankroll, and definitely engage with us on all social media. We're DFS Coach Talk everywhere, and we'd love to engage with you and get you involved. So enjoy the podcast, and let's take down some money and just crush it.
Summer is here, and sports are finally back, which can only mean one thing. It's time to kick back, relax, and make some cash. Everyone has to start somewhere, which is why you want to get off on the right foot by choosing an established book like MyBookie.ag. And with all the major sports seasons just around the corner, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. Dynamic betting lines and a simple-to-use platform make the process easier than it's ever been. Create your account in just a few easy steps, deposit, and begin placing your bets. Sign up now using promo code COACHTALK to get your deposit matched halfway, all the way up to $1,000, plus $25 extra free play. That's promo code COACHTALK. Use it to score yourself an extra piece of the pie. With MyBookie, you bet, you win, and most importantly, when you win, you get paid.
Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Friday, July 10th, and we are here to discuss a little bit of PGA weekend action, and hopefully everybody's rolling from the start of the tournament, and then those that love to load up on the weekends, we're going to touch all of that as well. So I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, joined by my partner in crime here, Mr. Andrew Hansen. Andrew, how is your day going? How's your golf looking so far?
Golf has been pretty solid. Brooks Koepka's just not cooperating. I can't believe that he just has been off. We're actually recording this here with a few holes to go because of the multiple weather delays here in round two. So he's got 6 holes to play right now as we speak. So I'm not sure how he's going to finish. But other than that, a lot of good picks on the Wednesday show. We got a lot of Hideki Matsuyama, Hadwin, Streelman, who we've been on for a couple weeks now. He's been crushing it. So pretty solid start overall. And I know you had a big weekend last weekend for our members. So we're going to lean on you a little bit here for the weekend slate.
Yeah, it seems like a pattern for me a little bit in PGA. So I'm going to, I think we'll have to start doing that. Maybe be stronger on playing your plays for the tourneys and mine for the weekends. It seems like we've done that very consistently here. So last week, I went golden goose egg on all my plays for the full tournament, but made it back and then some on the weekend. So hopefully with some of the things we discussed today, I can follow the same pattern, and it falls within the guidelines of your lineups to make us winners across the board. So it's good stuff. It was funny yesterday. I don't know if you saw. I posted my golf frustration a little bit in our Discord. I had our buddy Adam Sandler there smashing his clubs and throwing them in the lake. So
right.
That's how golf goes sometimes. But it also can turn around the other direction. So we're excited. And I'll tell you, we're for our Coach Talk members that are listening in, quick hello to them, and all the folks that check us out, day to day with our KBO and PGA action. It's been a whirlwind lately. I mean, the real aspect of less than 2 weeks. Well, we have, in 2 weeks we have Major League Baseball, and then 6 days later NBA. So Andrew and I have been these crazy KBO hours. We're in every single Discord for lock 30 minutes before, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 4:30. We're there and it's paying off. We're kicking butt in KBO. And then in golf, we're working hard on that too with those early tee times. And we're still preparing. So, we're getting ready for NBA and Major League Baseball. We're ecstatic about that. And so, we got all kinds of things going on here, all positives. And, we just welcomed you to join us, whether you listen in or you want to become a member. Just jump on dfscoachtalk.com. And remember, we don't start the clock on your membership until July 30th. We felt it was the right thing to do. And, we put integrity and everything before anything else, very close to winning, because that's, of course, something that we need to do, and we know all of you want us to do. But, we want to do things right. So for those that are making extra bucks in KBO and PGA, let's just build that bankroll. So then when we roll into baseball and basketball, it's all going to roll. Now, I want to mention one thing, and I won't get real off subject because we want to keep it precise to the golf. But I listened to Brian Windhorst's entire podcast today, and he had Malika Andrews, the young reporter for ESPN, who is reporting from the bubble. It is amazing. If you haven't listened to it, check it out, because she just is reporting everything that's happening there. And it's going to be hilarious to see how these prima donna, $100 million athletes handle it. But you're not allowed to leave your room unless you're going to practice or coming back from practice. You're not even allowed to play ping pong with somebody. So you're locked down, and she explained everything. And I'm just mentioning this because it's so cool. But they're not even taking orders for the food you want. They're bringing you 3 different meals at every meal, and you can choose what you want. So they're wasting a ton of stuff, but they just don't want to have any interaction with anybody. So I cannot wait to see the LeBrons and all these guys, how this is going to fly, but it is going to be crazy. And then watching them practice in these little gyms with the ceilings real low. Have you seen it?
No, but it's going to be like a reality show, basically. Everybody in the bubble, the entire NBA family in the bubble. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, my God, I can't wait. So I just had to tell you that because, it's just a cool podcast to listen to. All right. I want to thank our sponsors for bringing this program today forward. MyBookie.ag, the place to go for all your sports wagering and casino action. Go to MyBookie.ag or DFSCoachTalk.com. Sign up with the promo code CoachTalk, all one word, and you get 50% all the way up to $1,000 on your match bonus when you sign up, and a $25 free play just for being a Coach Talk listener. You don't even have to be a member. As long as you use that Coach Talk one-word promo, you're good to go. And TVG, the horse racing, great horse racing coming this weekend. Bluegrass Stakes, which is one of the lead-ups to the Kentucky Derby races, is this weekend. Great opportunity to jump on tvg.com. You can sign up, actually. The easiest way is to get on dfscoachtalk.com, click on the flashing banner that says free, risk-free $300 bet, and sign up at TVG, and you can place $300 bet on a horse. If it loses, TVG will give you all $300 back. Can't beat it. So great stuff there. Let's set the stage real quickly here. For those that listened on Wednesday, a little bit of this will be repetitive, but we want to make sure to drive it home so everybody knows. For those that are scrambling and trying to reset for the weekend like me and crush it. So it's at Muirfield Village, which is in Dublin, Ohio, just north of Columbus. I've been to the course twice to watch the tournament. It is a beautiful, beautiful course. It's Nicklaus's baby. I watched something on the Golf Channel when they had the delay today, and I didn't realize that, but he poured all his own money into this course to the point in the early 70s that he was almost broke. And so he said he was never more motivated to go out there and win tournaments. Plus, he didn't get paid anything like they do now. So, this is the heart and soul course of his masterpiece and crowning jewel, and it is beautiful. And the cool thing is, It's supposed to be playing easier this week, which it is a little bit compared to what it will do next week. And I want to mention that again because, the guys that score a little bit better on the courses where you can score well will do a little bit better here because the Stimp's about 10.5, 11, and the roughs are cut down a little bit shorter than normal. But here's what's amazing. Did you see the cut line, Andrew?
The cut line?
Yeah.
It looks like it's 1 under here with a little bit to go. Could go up to 2 under.
I don't think it will. I think it's going to be 1, which I'm shocked because if it's playing that cut now, next week the Stimp's going to be 13.5. So unless you land it in the right spot on the green, you're toast. And the roughs they're going to let them grow up a couple more feet, and they're going to be playing from the tips again, which is 73.52. So you got to be long and you got to be accurate, and your approach shots have to be, pristine. So this weekend, I think it'll play fairly tough. They did get some rain today, so that'll keep it a little softer. But just for you guys for next week, I'm so fired up, Andrew. We get Tiger Woods back next week.
Yep.
We get Rory McIlroy. All the big boys are there, and it's going to be playing like a bear. And I don't mean that as a pun intended for Jack Nicklaus. Actually,
the golden bear.
Exactly. It's going to be playing like a golden bear. So that'll be fantastic for next week. I'm already fired up for that. So that's really the layout of the course. The good news tomorrow is the weather looks perfect, no problems. But Sunday afternoon looks like rain. So I want to tell you guys that now because this is the only other podcast for golf. If you're playing the showdown slate just Sunday, don't be surprised at all if they move the tee times earlier so that they can get it in before the rain. So just a quick word there. I don't see any way, though, that this is going to be one of those major delayed go to Monday things like we were worried about earlier in the week. We're going to be fine tomorrow, and then Sunday, like I say, they may move them up a little bit. So that's sort of the layout there. The temperature won't be too bad. Not like 105 like it is here in Dallas. People would be dropping over playing in this crazy weather. And so let's see, that's the main thing there. I'm waiting for the updated odds to come back up on the event in my bookie.ag. They're not back up as of now. I did take a look, and I'll just tell you this because we won't be going through them on this show. Morikawa is a massive favorite, like minus 250. So you don't see the minus numbers too often with 2 rounds to go, but the kid's playing that great, man. He is rolling the ball, and he can play. He is the real deal, no doubt about it. So that's what we got, man. So let's hit this. First of all, shout out to you again with your, Steve Stricker, for God's sakes. How the hell do you get Steve Stricker at 6 under, man? You're the whisperer for the guys that put in the weeks that aren't expected to. So I love it. I'm just going to play your lineup straight up. I'm not playing my lineup next week to start the tournament.
That works.
That's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's talk about a few key players. And again, this podcast always in front of the paywall. It always will be. And, we want to give you enough to start building some lineups. And then we just love if you jump into Discord with us. We'll be in there before lock. We'll be checking these and posting lineups in Discord. We do a full lineup in FanDuel and a nice little player pool in DraftKings. So key plays. Do you have a couple of anchors to your weekend lineup that you're going to bumper up to make even more money than just your tournament plays?
So in terms of the expensive guys, I've got 2 that I want to talk about. One is Colin Morikawa, and he's just in the groove. He's talked about how he missed that cut for the first time in over 20 events, and he went back to the drawing board, back to the fundamentals, figured out something with his swing, and now he feels really comfortable. And a lot of the talk here has been about how he plays a little bit of a fade. Obviously he's a righty, so he's playing from left to right. That's how Jack Nicklaus played, and it fits this course really well. And here he is taking advantage of it. So he's absolutely in the groove. He's 6 under on par fives this week through 2 rounds. And that's one of the things we talked about on Wednesday, par 5 scoring. And he's tied for 5th on the season in that department. And I'll touch on that with a couple of these other guys. But everything's clicking with him, and sounds really confident. He also talked about how he wants to have the same mentality here in these last 2 rounds, even though he's 13 under, which ties the course record for 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds, he wants to keep making birdies. He's going to keep being aggressive. So he's not going to try to limp to the finish line. So I like the mentality. I like how he feels about his game. And then Hideki Matsuyama is, really striking it well. He's tied for 7th this season in par 5 scoring. He's got the great course history here as a former winner of the Memorial. So in terms of the high-priced guys, those are the 2 I'm looking at.
Oh, we have a look. Our Chance, our mascot, is chirping in. He's giving you the shout out for Matsuyama.
All right, I like it.
That could be a big bonus right there. So those were your 2 main guys
for the expensive ones. Yep.
For the anchored and expensive guys, exactly. Now I'll tell you what, I dug in a little bit this afternoon, spent about an hour watching some video on Morikawa. They did a special segment on him for about 10-15 minutes on the Golf Channel, and that was really good. I'll tell you what an interesting story. He's just briefly touch on it, and I'll tell you why I'm also backing him. And normally if somebody's got a lead like this, I don't usually play them on the weekend because they generally will play a little safer. They won't shoot as many pins, and they'll just try to, nurse that to a victory and be safe. And I like to play the guys firing for the pins, but his mentality isn't like that. I mean, like you said, you had the right feel on it. Here's a guy that went to Cal. He just crushed it in college. He had all kinds of offers to go pro after his second year of college. Instead, he applied for the very prestigious business school at Cal, which is almost impossible to get into, got in and completed all 4 years there at Cal, including 2 years and to get his degree, which is a phenomenal degree, and then went pro afterwards. So he matured. He kept working on his game. They talked to his coach, and just not only is he gifted athletically, cerebral wise, he arguably is the most intelligent player on the tour based on what I saw in what they said he's accomplished academically. So I just love a guy like that, and he's smooth as silk. If you watch him swing, it's the opposite of when you watch Bryson, when he almost blows up all his bones. He just takes that nice, easy, like Tom Watson kind of swing where just soft finish with the hands. I mean, this guy can hit it long, accurate, and he set the record for the first 2 rounds on putting. He has just been rolling everything in, and it's not like sneaking in. They're like perfect speed, dropping right in the heart of the cup, and just super impressed with this young man. I love his future, and I just think he's going to, like you said, I agree. I think he keeps his pedal to the metal and finishes strong. I don't think he's the kind of guy that's going to nurse it as bad as some people will. I think he's the kind of guy that wants to make a statement and win by 5 or 6 or something like that. So I'm on the bandwagon with him completely. Check out that piece on the Golf Channel. It's online as well. He also has a girlfriend. He's got it all going, dude. She's a 10. So he's got the perfect game, the perfect girlfriend, the perfect education. I mean, come on. It's not fair. But anyway, just wanted for our guys out there, now for sure they'll check out the video.
Right.
And for my second guy, and I've got it again. We're doing this because the rain delay. We tried to or suspension for time. We wanted to have it completed, but it is what it is, and we want to get it out in a timely manner. But I'm not giving up on Patrick Cantlay. If he still makes the cut, which he's under par, I think he's going to make it. And I always, I've been smoking hot with my guy shooting for the pin. I called the 61 for DJ 2 weeks ago. I called a sharp score last Saturday as well. The name escapes me. Who did I nail on that? Or no, it was Bubba Watson 2 weeks ago, and then it was it was who I just mentioned. Who did I mention? DJ 2 weeks ago and Bubba 3 weeks ago. So my call in that whole vein of thinking of a guy that knows that he's got to try to go low is Patrick Cantlay. So he's a little expensive. He's way down the leaderboard. He's not going to get a ton of ownership because of that. But I think he's a guy, even though this course is tough, that can go out there very capable of shooting 65, 66, and scoring some good points there. So my foundation plays on the expensive side are those two guys in sticking with the young man Morikawa and then Patrick Cantlay. So that's what I have for right now for my two big dudes. Now, I'm sure everybody's sitting on the end of their seat. This is if you listen to any part of this in podcast, the next 5 minutes are the most important because our man Andrew is going to share a couple of mid-level priced plays that have just done well every week. So I'm knocking on wood that you continue that streak and you keep it rolling. So what do you got?
Well, the two guys that come to mind the most here as we get ready for the weekend, I want to circle back on Matthew Fitzpatrick. We talked about how Bones is caddying for him this week, and he's really trending in the right direction. He went 73 in the first round, but 69 in the second round. Birdied 2 of his last 3 holes to make the cut. So I think he's going to, he's got that relationship built now. He got past the cut, and he's one of those guys at 2 under, along with Cantlay, who's going to have to be aggressive if they want to make a top 10 finish. So yeah. I think those two are going to team up and fire at pins. He's been great since the shutdown, 10 of 12 rounds under 70. So I think he keeps that going this weekend. And then I got to follow up with Kevin Streelman. I mean, it's just been 2 weeks here. He didn't play in Detroit. So in Hartford at the Travelers, we were on him. He finished solo second. And that weekend, he went 63, 67 on the weekend. And, he's a veteran. He's got plenty of money. He finished solo second, which is a nice payday. But in that interview, you could hear how disappointed he was that he didn't win. He wasn't satisfied with coming in second. And so, he's going to go into the weekend here top 10. But he means business. He's really in the groove. He's going for the win. So I'll go with him. He's also tied for 5th this season on par 5 scoring. So a lot to like about Streelman.
Absolutely. He's been on a heck of a roll. So I love those picks. Absolutely love them. I'll give 2 of my flyers out there. I'm actually going to go with the old folks in these 2. Ian Poulter, when he gets in competition, nobody's more competitive. If you remember the Ryder Cup, he was just absolutely phenomenal. He was the MVP of that Ryder Cup and just refused to lose. And I just love his grit, and he's playing well. He's on that first page, and I don't see him blowing up. I think he grinds and plays hard and at least scores well enough to really get some good fantasy points at a pretty fair price. And then I'm going to give you this guy, and you better not laugh at me because I know this guy, was on my shit list for a long time here after losing my bet for me. But I want to get 4 studs out of my 6, at least on my FanDuel lineup. So I'm putting in the dirt cheap $7,500 veteran Graham McDowell.
Okay.
So thank you for not laughing because he crushed me in those bets and did make some cuts and stuff. But, he's going to make this cut, and he's steady, and he's played Muirfield Village a million times. And so why can't he shoot, 68, 69, something like that at 7,500? And it allows me to put an extra stud in there, which I'll give out in our Discord. I have one more guy that I think could be one of those pin shooting 66s. So that's sort of a little odd for me on those picks, but I like Poulter's scrappiness, and I like McDowell's experience on the course.
Well, I'll be looking forward to who it is that you predict as that 66 guy for our members in Discord, because that was it last weekend you did that with Matsuyama, and he was one of the keys to your weekend success. You nailed that.
Yeah, Matsuyama. My role, and I'm glad you reminded me. Yeah, it's Matsuyama, DJ, and Bubba Watson. Those three were able to step up for me, sort of like I'm calling out Cantlay today, and this other guy that I'm going to give in the Discord. And I want to give him in the Discord because I like him best of everybody. And again, because of these cheaper guys at the end, I'm going to be able to build a Morikawa, Matsuyama, Cantlay, this other guy, and my two cheap guys. That's a pretty powerhouse lineup.
Yes,
if
sir.
I can get the cheap guys to come through. So we'll see how it goes.
All
But
right.
a couple of things, too, want to mention real quickly. You can follow us on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. We're posting stuff on there all the time, and we will be throwing some stuff up there as the cut is made, and if there's any news that changes, you can catch some of that info we'll put up there. If you want to DM me directly, I'm at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. Andrew is at Language Olympic, and Sugar Shane is at DET Sports Shane. On YouTube, check us out at DFS Coach Talk. Great library if you want to start watching some strategy podcasts that Andrew and I put together a few months back during the COVID shutdown with some strategy of contest selection, bankroll management, site differences, all great stuff in preparation for the major sports coming back. So that is all in our library on YouTube, DFS Coach Talk. And on Instagram, we're at DFS_Coach Talk. And a lot of great stuff going there. Shane's been posting stuff, a lot of NFL stuff for you guys that are, wanting to already start getting prepared for that sport as well. Quick mention to mambaon3.org. That's all spelled out. MAMBAONTHRE.org. That is a wonderful charity, our charity of choice here at DFS Coach Talk. So that is about it, my friend. I know you've got a nice evening planned, a good dinner, some family time, and I get pumped up here to do a KBO podcast with Sugar Shane. So this podcast for golf will be posted here in the next 45 minutes. Followed up for the double dip of some KBO because we are steamed. We're ready for KBO tonight. We're grinding, and no bad weather in Korea, so we're ready. We're ready to go.
That's what we love. Yeah.
Any final words?
Nope. Appreciate everybody's support here. Good luck this weekend, and do tune in later tonight for Coach and Shane on the KBO as well.
Fantastic. Thank you all for listening in. I hope everybody hits it well on the golf side, and we look forward to talking with you some more. So for Sugar Shane Caldwell, Andrew Hansen, the rest of our DFS Coach Talk team, I am Joe Sarvadi, affectionately known as Coach. We'll look to catch you again later tonight and tomorrow when we look to crush it in DFS.